Hey everyone, I'm going to check in this week and talk to you a little bit about the idea of self-righteousness. And just to start with, think about those words, self-righteousness. We're talking about a kind of righteousness or rightness that comes from self. I think of Romans 10 where Paul talks about how the Jews seeking to establish their own righteousness did not submit to the righteousness of God. So there's a righteousness of God that God provided for us in Christ so that we could be right before him. But the Jews didn't submit to that. They wanted instead to establish their own righteousness. And even as Christians who have said, no, I don't have any righteousness, I'm clinging only to Christ as my righteousness, we still can kind of go back there, right? And we can go back there in a variety of ways. We can go back to kind of trying to establish our own righteousness in terms of more religious stuff, religious activity or works, religious knowledge. We can try to build up kind of a resume of how right we are and how much better we are than other people based on that. But it also takes other forms. We can be self-righteous about how well behaved our kids are, or we can be self-righteous about the kind of diet we eat, or self-righteous about what we don't watch on TV, or self-righteous about our politics, or self-righteous about the kind of cars we buy, or self-righteous about the quality of the knives we have in our kitchen, or we know quality and these other people buy these cheap stuff, or you get the idea, right? Like we just puff ourselves up on all sorts of things. And we kind of lift ourselves up in a kind of righteousness. And then we look down on others based on that, right? And so just checking, we can hear it in others, maybe easier than we can hear it ourselves, but anytime that I feel superior, anytime that I'm kind of feeling like because I know this, or because I do things this way, or because I'm more clean and organized, or because I'm better than this other person, anytime we're kind of puffing ourselves up, feeling superior, looking down on somebody because of the way they do things different, or because whatever it might be, maybe they haven't learned what you've learned yet. Anytime we're doing that, and you can hear that in your words, you can sense that in your thoughts, boy, there's a kind of self-righteousness there. And it can be on anything. It could be you listen to better music, or your tastes are more sophisticated, or the way you're raising your children, or whatever it is. There are so many opportunities, and our flesh tries to establish our own righteousness. And so watch out for those things that you sense what's wrong with those people, and boy, I have it figured out, and boy, and there's a sense where we forget grace, that if I have any righteousness before God, it's only Christ. And if I've learned anything, or have any knowledge of value, or do anything praiseworthy, it's all God's grace. I've lost sight of that, right? And in that, I've raised myself up and just condemn and judge other people, look down on them. So just watch out for that in yourself. So it's a dangerous, subtle thing. We want to be humble, remembering that we are sinners with no righteousness of our own before God, but we have the righteousness of Christ, and we submit to that righteousness. And all is grace. All is grace. So, hope that's helpful, just to examine your own heart, maybe do some confessing, and let go of all that other counterfeit righteousness. Man, hold tightly to the real thing, to the righteousness of Christ. It is so much better, so much more secure. So, love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.